This is Mom. You're watching the Engage Life on the Engage Network.
Boom!
Well, thank you, Everett. I'm Brett. This is Desiree. You are watching the Engage Life right here on the Engage Network. It doesn't matter what platform you're on.
Nope.
Facebook, YouTube. Maybe you've got a clip of this on Instagram. If you're listening online, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, we got you. We got you wherever you are. We will find you. Hey, we are honored that you take a part of your week, 10 minutes out of your week to spend with us right here on the Engage Life. And we're pulling the idea of our faith. You know, we think sometimes we get stuck in this idea as Christians that everything spiritual and everything God happens on Sundays.
Only on Sundays.
And only on Sunday,
and
but
not
that's
the
not
rest
true.
Of the week.
We're trying to figure out what it means to live real faith for real life every single day, Monday through Saturday. That's what we're doing. We're talking through the issues of life that we're wrestling with, that we're dealing with.
How do we mix the practical, the very, very practical with the spiritual, with God? How do we put those two things together? Because they're meant to be together. They're meant to coexist. They're not meant to be one over here and one over here.
So that's what we're trying to do right here on the Engage Life. Now, last week we started a whole conversation. This actually started for us 2 weeks ago. Previously on the Engage Life, we were talking about discouragement, and we called discouragement the dream killer.
Yeah.
And then we moved to talking about dreams, but we just felt like we weren't done talking about dreams, right?
No.
Like we've got this whole subject, and I think this is so timely and it's so sensitive because we're trying to figure out what it means to like do what God wants us to do with our life.
Yeah.
And this is a big struggle in Christianity. It's why every like Christian magazine is devoted to helping you find and unlock your destiny, because we've all got these questions that we're wrestling with. Like, is this a good idea? Is it a God idea? Did I make a mistake? Did I screw it all up? Did I go after the wrong degree? Do I have
Did
the
I
wrong
miss the open door?
Yeah. Did I miss my opportunity? Or maybe you're somebody who spent your whole life trying to chase down that elusive dream, but it never seemed to happen for you, and then it caused you to question everything. So here we are. We're talking
back.
all about dreams.
We started last week, and I feel like you had a lot more to say about this.
I don't know what makes you say that.
You didn't unleash it all, so I'm now giving you permission to let it roll, let it go.
I feel like this is my jam. This is like my lane, like how to live your dreams.
Yeah, can you tell? Like, look at this face. He's
like,
so excited
I'm
right
game
now.
face right now. Like I'm ready to go. So I want to just break it down, and I want to give some tips and tactics on how to actually live your dream. Because I think a lot of time we get stuck in this cycle of am I, should I, will I, could I? We live in like regret, and you shouldn't live in any of those places. But I think we got to be really, really real about dreams. And I would say that's probably the first mistake that we make about dreams, is that for most of us, when we're talking about our dreams, we live in fantasy land. We don't ever live in reality. So we think about, oh, this is the thing that I want to do with my life. I want to be this person. I want to do these things.
Yeah, it's all up here.
And we've got a fantasy reality of what that should look like.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think, oh, I've got a God dream, so that means it should all just work for me. Like I'm going to do something,
gonna fall into
and I'm going to do these things for God, and so it should just be easy because God's with me. Can I tell you, if it's easy, you're doing it wrong. Is that too harsh? If it's easy, you're doing it wrong. There's going to be seasons where it's easy, but can I tell you that the moments of silence and solitude where you've been preparing to live this moment are the most important moments of your dream.
Yeah.
The moments where you've been taking time to develop the character, or to develop the skill, or develop the gifting. I think another common misconception about dreams, we'll just pop off some random misconceptions about dreams, is that I'm not living my dream unless I'm getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a big one.
And
can I
just tell you how wrong you actually are? I mean, this is just the episode, I guess, where I tell you that you're wrong and that you're bad at life. But
I'm so sorry.
But you're doing it wrong, because the honest truth is, if you were truly passionate about the thing that you say that you love, then you would do it regardless of how much money you made. Like if you love playing guitar, then you will play guitar no matter what, whether you're getting paid $1 million or you're getting paid $0 and you're doing it in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
Because you just love doing it. If you truly love doing something, you'll just do it.
Regardless.
You'll do it because you're passionate about it. You'll do it because you love it. And so many times I've seen this over and over and over again. I meet with somebody, hey, I want to do this thing. I want to do this thing for the rest of my life. And the moment it gets difficult, the moment they can't make a full paycheck, the moment other things in their life get in the way, they just stop doing it. And I'm like, did you actually love it?
Yeah.
Or did you like the idea of it?
Yeah.
So I guess when we're talking about your dreams, is it a dream
or
is it a fantasy?
Yeah.
Like, I just like the idea of living this life.
Yeah.
And everything that it brings. Let's just use playing guitar for an example. Maybe you don't really like playing the guitar all that much, but you like the idea of being a world-famous musician that makes you, like, a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So then when things get hard, they get difficult, or you're not making the amount of money that you think that you should make, then you're going to back out of it and you're going to quit and you're never going to pick up that guitar again because, you know, you didn't get to the outcome. But the truth is you didn't ever like playing guitar. You just like the idea
of what came with it.
So I guess the question I'm asking you today is that thing that you would perceive to be your dream.
Your passion. Your
is
calling.
that actually a passion area for you? Or do you just like the idea of what that lifestyle could look like? Because I think that'll help us find some clarity around the issue.
It's building a framework.
Yeah, it's building a framework. So then once you've identified that and you've been like, hey, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to move in this direction. I think the first thing that you should do is work really hard at it. You know, get as good as you can, get as far as you can on your own.
Learn
and
as
then,
much as you can.
And then get some lessons or take some courses or like develop your craft, develop your skill set. You know, not that the whole world's a competition, but you should probably be really good at what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're passionate about it, you're going to want to develop that anyways.
Yeah.
But understand that the journey to fulfilling your dreams is not easy. One of my very good friends is an absolutely incredible guitar player, and he sacrificed many a night when you or I would have been out hanging out with our friends, going bowling. Is that what the cool kids do? Going bowling, eating pizza. Well, you were out going bowling with your friends, eating pizza. He was in his bedroom playing scales, developing his skill set. So that now you're still terrible at bowling, but he's unbelievable at guitar, right? So he was willing to sacrifice something.
Yeah.
To accomplish your dream, it does require sacrifice. To get results that nobody else is able to get, you have to do things that nobody else is willing to do.
Yeah, it's hard work.
It's just hard work.
Yeah.
And then I want to introduce you to your new best friend, which is rejection. Because nobody's going to quite see it like you do, especially if you're a visionary type of person.
Yeah, and we take it all very, very personally.
Yeah. Anything that we create then becomes our baby. And the honest truth is the best things are made out of collaboration.
Yeah.
But the best forms of collaboration generally require some level of rejection. So it's, hey, I like that idea, but...
We frame it as rejection, and a lot of times we take that very personally.
Very emotional.
And it's like...
Yeah.
You didn't like this one little thing, or you thought this maybe needed a tweak, that means you don't like all of it. It's like we take it all as opposed to just one small thing sometimes, and that's all it takes to unlock something else. Like, we just never know what's next, what's available. If we would just listen to that feedback is important.
Absolutely. So we're dealing with rejection. We're learning how to collaborate. These are all the tangible steps of taking a dream. The truth is, for most of us, on our way to accomplishing our dream, we're going to have to do something else to make money while we're doing the thing that we're passionate about. This is where the hustle kicks in, right? You're going to need a side hustle. You might be on like a career track in an accounting job, but you really love DJing. I don't know. I'm picking like two complete like random
Different
ideas.
things.
And I know nothing about DJing, so I'm so sorry if this analogy falls apart. But the truth is, if I was the person DJing, I would consider my accounting gig the side hustle. But the accounting gig, though I might not even like it, and I definitely don't love it, it's allowing me to have a paycheck, which allows me to buy new gear, which allows me to travel to play those free shows or to do those opportunities or to take that opportunity that nobody else is willing to travel.
Yeah.
It gives me the flexibility. I think it's why a lot of creatives become teachers. The idea of having like summers off. Hashtag Mr. Holland's Opus.
There you go.
My favorite
Your
movie,
favorite.
like, of all time. Great composer. Thought he was going to be a great composer.
You want to see him cry.
I did not cry in that movie. But it's totally okay to get a job. I know, it sounds crazy. But honestly, we're living in a generation where people have decided that unless I'm doing the one thing that I want to do, I can't do anything else. And it's actually crippling and destroying your life systematically.
Yeah.
Because you need to live. And you know what? It's okay to live in your parents' basement for a while. It's just not okay to stay there for the rest of your life. You have to transition at some point.
Yeah.
And if you're on the up and up and you're saving cash because you're in a startup phase, that's one thing.
Yeah.
If you just refuse to accept reality and so you're like barely surviving and living off their generosity, it's time for you to grow up. Because you can never accomplish your dream if you don't grow up and grapple with the realities of responsibility.
Yeah.
Because you have been given an incredible gift that is this dream or this idea or this talent or this skill or this ability. Now, what are you going to do with it? Unless you take responsibility for it. You know, the Bible talks about the idea, unless you're faithful with the small things, then he'll give you the big things. With the little things. But if you're not responsible and if you're not faithful with those small things, these dreams, they start as small seeds. And then a lot of times I believe that I honestly believe that we are the natural limitation on our dreams.
Usually.
I think we're the ceiling. We're the lid.
Usually.
Now, and then there's just times where you're just bumping up into obstacles. And is it supposed to be hard? Yes. The only way that your capacity can increase is when you go through difficult seasons and you get stretched, then it comes back down a little bit, and you take a step forward, and then you get into that situation again, and then it's not so stretching, but then it goes a little bit farther, and it keeps increasing your capacity.
Yeah, it's like an elastic band. Every time you stretch it a little bit more, if you notice, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you've stretched it beyond its original form and capacity.
So the thing that used to break you is now just a normal, everyday thing. It's like Thursday. You know, it used to crush you. You used to weep for 3 weeks straight when you encountered that roadblock. So it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be difficult. If you're going to live a life that's worth living, you're doing things that are difficult, and you're taking new ground, and you're taking new territory. Anytime you take new ground or you take new territory, there is opposition. Stephen Pressfield has an incredible book. We'll link to it down in the show notes about resistance and about creativity and creating things. If you're going to do anything great, if you're going to accomplish great things, there will be times of great adversity, and there will be times of great success. How you act or how you respond or how you
navigate that.
How you navigate the adversity is directly correlated to those moments of success and the big wins. I'm Brett. This is Desiree. You're watching The Engaged Life. We're talking about dreams right here on the Engaged Network.